You know you got golden tickets up.
Guys, it's me. I'm back. What's up, party people? We're like, Max, come on. All right, this show is taking a turn for the. Oh. What's going on, you guys? Welcome to another episode of Monster Bass Live. And of course, it wouldn't be an episode of Monster Bass Live if it didn't start with some sort of technical difficulty. It's like every time I use this laptop, something wants to restart, something wants to update. It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. What's going on, you guys? We got a lot of people in chat. I can't wait to take a look at it, but we got a great show for you today. We got Marty Lawson on. And for those of you that don't know Marty, it's probably a good thing because for all I know, he was part of that Born Identity program that the government was running when he was at the Pentagon. Now, I know he's not going to talk about it with you guys, but he might talk about it with me since I have classified clearance. We're going to talk about a super secret discount code. We're going to do some golden tickets. We're going to go through some PBs. We might have time to talk about this month's box, which I happen to have right here. We'll probably talk a little bit about my fantasy football team. But before we do, I want to take a look at the chat. We had a new first today. I thought Viper was first. I could be wrong. But let's see what we got. We got Viper, James Anthony, Man Stuff, Dad Stuff, Chaplin, Cap, Chris Phelps, Lewis Sibley. This is a good crowd. Let's see. Who else is in the chat? If this is your first time tuning in, let me know in the chat. You guys are talking about the Salmon River. Who else? Let's see. Michael Toby. Let's see. Who else? God, this is a pretty good list. Ralph's here. Hello, sir. Caro, Tom Brewster. God, did I miss anyone? Elizabeth Thomas is here. Scott Harvey, Bill. Man, all right. Yeah, like I said, if this is your first time here, let us know in the chat. Oh, welcome. Welcome to JHODS Fishing. First time here, welcome to the show. Hope I don't disappoint you. Yeah, before we get started, I don't know how many of you guys are on TikTok, but I decided to go down the rabbit hole. Now, my son will tell you TikTok is the best because of the algorithm and this and that. But I don't spend much time on there because I just don't have a lot of time for social media, right? I spend enough time here talking about stuff and making content for Facebook and YouTube and Instagram. So to go on another platform is a lot. But I spent one night and I was like, let me see what other brands are doing. And then next thing you know, I get hit with an ad for a juicer and I find myself watching it. I didn't like it. I didn't do anything, but I must have stayed on it long enough because I was intrigued about the juicer. And now I'm getting hit up with the juicer nonstop. I'm getting hit up. Now I'm getting hit up with other juicers. And then, of course, they make it so easy to buy. I saw this one thing, and I was like, I'm buying it. So I bought it. So, yeah. Now I go back, and it's like, I'm worried if I stay on the screen too long, my entire feed is going to be just like juicers and pretty girls and bad guys singing karaoke. It's the weirdest thing. Anyways, got to put it on recon. Well, if I knew how to do that, I would. So welcome to everyone who's here for the first time. Gene Blackwell, welcome. Yeah, that's just my little rant on TikTok. I'm trying to figure it out. My son comes home from USC today for fall break. So I'm going to have him give me a schooling on what the heck it is, because I certainly don't want to just be caught up watching juicer videos. Don't go down the I'm not going down any holes, let alone a rabbit hole. Rabbit hole. Oh, look at that. It's the traveling fisherman, our guest from last week. Welcome back. So yeah, yours is all fishing videos and Call of Duty shorts. Sounds to me like you might be a parent in denial. I don't know. All right, look, before we get into it, I'm going to take my vitamins because you want me to be here. You want me to be here next week, don't you? Oh, man, we got a bunch of new people. I love this. Make sure you let us know in the chat. We want to welcome you to the community. So, okay. Our guest today. He's a vet. He's got top secret clearance. He's gonna probably tell me where the UFOs and Bigfoot is. And if we're lucky, we're gonna call the president. Now, he hasn't taken my call in a couple of weeks, but we're gonna give him a call. So let's give a big warm welcome to our very own Marty Lawson. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I like your hat.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, hey, give a shout out to Russell Kimball, first time here. Buck Melton, first time here. Very cool. Got a lot of new folks.
Yeah, I like that. So let's take a step back for those that don't know you. Now, you were in the Secret Service?
No.
Did you push buttons on missiles?
Well, in a roundabout way.
Okay. So, all right, tell us about your service background, and thank you very much, by the way.
So I was in the Navy. Did my time in the Navy. I was an operations specialist.
What does that mean?
So I watched radar a lot, tracked everything, watched everything where it was going. But then I went to some schools and I became an air intercept controller. So the difference is people say, oh, well, you were an air controller. No, air controllers keep planes apart. I'm the dummy that brings them together. So I control the fighters.
So you're making sure the bad guys, when they come near us, you're sending the right people.
Yeah. Yep. Sending out the right folks. I did 2 tours in Iraq. I was a certified NATO air intercept controller. So I was over there for a total of 16 months. I've done tours down in South America with Customs. Did 2 6-month tours doing that for drug interdiction. I've done Westpacks. I've done Meds. I've done North Atlantics. I did a lot of time on a ship.
Wow.
Many different ships. And then once I got out of the Navy, I started working here initially in Dahlgren, Virginia, working for the Aegis Computer Center for our Aegis ships. And then I left there and I went to the carrier engineering team and I developed the combat system spaces for CVN 77.
What is
And then
CVN 77 for all those people at home that don't have classified clearance?
one of our carriers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which one?
77. I can't think of the name.
Okay.
That didn't matter. It was just CVN 77 to me. And then I left the carrier engineering team and went and did 20 years in the Pentagon.
Oh.
I managed all the Navy's targets. So
Wait
all
a
the stuff.
minute. Wait a minute.
What?
Okay. So all the targets, it's kind of like those applications that manage the like monitor your neighborhoods for like child predators, but yeah,
No.
you have an application that manages all the bad guys.
No,
And you're monitoring them all.
no, not that.
Come on.
I'm talking about the targets that our guys use to practice shooting down missiles. So it's a drone, it's a target drone, but not like a 4-prop drone. I'm talking about jet propelled drones that simulate incoming missiles that our guys use to shoot down with our missiles.
Wow.
Make sense?
Got it.
So one is actually, hold on. Grab it.
Look at this. We got Mike Dove and Ralph dishing out some top secret stuff. The CVN 77, Marty, refers to the USS George H.W. Bush.
There you go.
And final Nimitz class nuclear-powered aircraft carrier, named after the 41st president and former Naviator, George H.W.
There you go. All right. So I don't know if you can see that. See that thing?
Yeah.
It's called a GQM 163.
Yeah.
It's says over Mach 2, 10 feet off the water. Flies like the hammers of hell, and our guys try and shoot it down.
Wow.
Yep. And then we have subsonic, and then we have high-speed maneuvering surface targets, which are 8-meter ribs that are remote controlled.
Mm-hmm.
We actually have cigarette boats that are remote controlled.
Oh.
That we shoot down. Remote controlled jet skis. We got all kinds of stuff.
Remote controlled jet skis. So you just you're playing with them like with a little remote, driving around the ocean, and someone's got to try and shoot them down.
Yep. And if you look, you can find it on YouTube. There's several places where there's videos of ships engaging our high-speed maneuvering surface targets. They blow them up. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Shoot them with guns, shoot them with missiles, all kinds of stuff. So our guys need to practice. We need to make sure our systems work. The combat system, talking to the weapons system, get the rounds out the barrel or the missiles off the rail.
Yeah.
To take out the bad guys, and they need to practice, and that's what we do. We supply those targets to them.
So what was it like when you had take your kid to work day?
I didn't take a kid to work day.
But that would have been so fun.
Yeah, no cell phones in my spaces, nothing like that. So, yeah.
Yeah. As Cat put it, I used to bullseye womp rats with his 16 back at home.
Not much bigger than 2 meters.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's it's a lot of fun. Keeps me gainfully employed, keeps me real busy because we have all these new ships coming out, and every ship has to go through trials, and it goes through sea trials and things, and then we have to start getting the crews trained up. But the crews can't get trained up until we make sure all the stuff works. So we make sure all the stuff works, and then the crews start their training cycle, and then they end up going on deployment.
I love it.
And we kind of give them that sense of peace that we know that the S hits the fan, that their systems are going to work. So that's real important. Yep. So yeah, I still support the Navy guys. I've been supporting the Navy since 1985.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
So
Okay.
that's my Navy jobs.
All right. Let me ask you a question. When you were out on any Navy ships, did you get a chance to go fishing?
Actually, I would fish when we were in port.
Like right off the side of the boat?
Yeah.
Stop it.
No. Yeah, it was pretty cool. If you catch something decent, you'd take it down to, you had to know the right mess cooks and stuff like that, and you'd take it down there and they'd cook it up. So, and that was mostly on small boys. So, you really didn't do that on a carrier. But if you were on a smaller destroyer or frigate, yeah, I fished. I had a spot that when I'd go on board for a deployment or something like that, I had certain spots that I could stow my fishing gear, pull into port and go fishing.
All right, before we start talking about fishing, let's talk about some top secret stuff. What is because don't worry, it's just you, me, and Ralph. And I promise I won't tell the president that you told me. Is there anything that you can tell me about something you shot down? Like, what's the biggest thing? You don't have to give me specifics.
Okay. So my biggest claim to fame was I was a controller in, I think it was maybe 90.
Okay.
But back when there was the Gulf of Sidra, the line of death above Libya, and Gaddafi, and we went down there. The ship I was on, along with the USS Iowa. We went to 12 miles inside to their shore in international waters, and then I was controlling one night a pair of F-14s, and that's we shot down the 2 Libyan MiGs the first time. Yeah. So I was a controller that night. Admiral Vinlett was the lead of the flight of 2, and we visually ID'd them, and they targeted us, so we shot them down.
What can you tell me about UFOs?
I believe there's something out there.
That's all you can tell me.
Yeah.
Hold on. Ralph is sending me a message.
Uh-oh.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Uh-oh. So Ralph must know something.
Maybe.
They're unidentified, right?
They're unidentified.
Wow. All right. And you're sticking
I mean, at any given time, there's things that, you chalk it up to an anomaly.
Is that what we call it? An anomaly?
That's what I'm going to call it.
Okay.
It's an anomaly.
You've been schooled very well in the art of keeping secrets.
Yes.
Well done, sir. Well done. You passed the test. Congratulations. You're leaving tomorrow. You're being deployed.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
I'd do it again in a heartbeat.
Well,
if there was a need for me, I'd do it.
Well, I thank you for that.
I might have to have some help going up and down the ladders on a ship, but I'd still do it.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk a little bit about fishing today. So, where did your love for fishing? Where did it all begin?
It started when my family purchased a piece of property in the state of Maine. We were living in Massachusetts at the time, and we'd go up every weekend. And I decided I wanted to try and go fishing. And I met a local kid and became my best friend, Alan Lockhart. And he ended up teaching me how to fish for brook trout in the local streams and rivers up there in a little town called Monroe, Maine. And that started, I guess, when I was really in 7th grade. Him and I became lifelong friends. He passed away a few years ago. But him and I, we fished, and then we, you know, in the state of Maine, when I was growing up, smallmouth bass were considered a trash fish. Everyone went to Maine to catch landlocked salmon, lake trout, brook trout. That was the thing. And so many times I'd see people catch a smallmouth bass and just throw it up on the bank, give it to the raccoons. But then, you know, I started reading Bassmaster and watching Hank Parker and all those guys on TV and said, hey, I want to start catching these smallmouth. And found this local, I'll call it a lake. It's probably maybe 150 acre. They call it a pond. And that had phenomenal smallmouth bass. And my best friend and I, we'd go out there and just catch them all day long, and it was a blast. And then, you know, in the Navy, there wasn't a whole lot of time for fishing, but I did end up getting stationed in Key West, Florida for 3 years. I absolutely hated Key West, Florida, because after about 6 months, you realize you're on a 3 by 5 mile island, and it's not, you either drank or you drank. So I decided to start fishing a whole lot more down there. I caught tarpon, I caught barracuda, I caught snapper, I caught grouper, all that stuff. And then I ended up having to do training at these various islands for our Air National Guards. So I'd always take my fishing rods with me, and I'd go island hopping, and I'd fish off the shore, catch all kinds of stuff. And then ended up, you know, I got out of the Navy, got up to Fredericksburg, and then I have just been fishing for largemouth primarily. Largemouth, smallmouth, that's the primary thing I go after now.
All right, you do realize I'm right here. So every time you talk about your best friend and it's not me, like I want you to know that I can hear all that.
Well,
that's okay.
I can have more than one best friend.
No, you can't.
As a matter of fact,
go ahead.
I have another. My other best friend is in New Jersey. He just sent me a picture. He caught a 17.5-inch crappie the other day. But he comes down and visits me. He did his time in the Army Guard.
Oh, okay.
And he did time in Iraq, and he suffers a lot from PTSD. I actually had to go and get him out of the nut house one time, and I brought him back here to Fredericksburg, and we've dealt with a lot. Him and I have dealt with a lot of stuff, and now he is just, I told him, you know, you got to get out of that house and start doing stuff. So now he's been fishing. I think he's fished like 59 days out of the last 70. I mean, he's going for broke. He loves it. He's lost weight. He feels good. He doesn't drink. He's doing really, really good. And I think fishing is a huge part of that, you know.
What is it about fishing that helps guys that are, you know, are vets and active guys that are suffering from PTSD? What do you think it is about fishing?
I really think it's the fact that you get to forget about everything else. Okay. It's you, the water, the fish, the air, the trees, the birds, nature. And it just kind of wipes everything out. You don't think about bills or relationship issues or, you know, the trauma that you've gone through, because it ends up being you and the fish. You're trying to catch fish. So you're trying to figure it out. You don't have time to think about all those other things. It kind of clears your head of everything else and makes you focus on something else. And you're focusing on fishing. And, you know, I go and pretty much every time I go, I notice something different. whether it's, the deer on the bank, a beaver, an otter, whatever. I'm always looking. And it's peaceful. And you don't have anything to worry about. It's just you out on the water and you're catching fish. Yeah, there's a guy. The water is my church. Exactly. I mean, it's I'm a Christian. I believe in God, and I love what God provides us. And if you can grasp that when you go fishing and you look at the creation of everything out there that you get to experience, I had a very similar, well, not similar. It was different, but I went to Rome one time, and I went to Vatican, and I walked into St. Peter's Cathedral. And when I walked in, I can tell you, I just felt this, it's like a weight get lifted off of me, a sense of calmness. And it really, it was just kind of an unreal feeling. It was something different. I can say when I go fishing, I can get myself in a mindset where I have that same calming, get the world off my back. And someone did mention a mission. I mean, sure, we could go down that path too, where your mission is to go and catch fish. And, when you were in the service, you always had a mission, whether it was going on a watch for 6 hours at a time and 6 hours off, 6 on, 6 off, whatever the case may be, 12-hour shifts at a guardhouse. You had a mission. And in the military, everything is so structured. When you get out, you lose that structure. And sometimes that's a really hard pill to swallow. Ask a lot of military wives. Military wives go through the same thing. Military husbands go through the same thing. Their spouse leaves for 6 months, 8 months, a year. They come back and they tend to be a different person. And it takes a while to get back into that groove of the married life, the kids, the neighbors, the school buses, all those type of things. So it's an experience, that's for sure. But going fishing, I think, provides a sense of calm.
Yeah, I get it.
I go out on the water, and I'll tell you what, I sit in my little boat, and I turn on that trolling motor, and I'm going to one of my favorite spots. It might take me half an hour to get there because I'm just using a trolling motor, doing the whole 3.5 miles an hour.
Yeah.
But if you start focusing on the things that you can see in nature, it provides so much. It's so calming.
Yeah.
Then you get to your spot and you see bass busting bait on the top, and you're trying to figure out what to use to get them to bite. And it's great. I mean, I can't think of something that I enjoy as much as fishing now, just because it provides a sense of peace.
Yeah, and judging from the comments, there's a lot of people that feel exactly the same way. So I'm glad you found something peaceful to do with your time.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't know how many people know this, but I'm also a cancer survivor. My wife just got a notification that 11 years ago last week, I was going through my second round of chemo. I went through 6 rounds of chemo, 5 days each, constant drip. I never got sick. I never got nauseous. But I did something. I gave it up to God. I said, I'm not going to worry about it. If you're going to take me, you're going to take me. If not, then you're going to have a purpose for me. I may never know what it is, but you're keeping me here. So 11 years in remission. I feel very blessed.
Yeah. Well,
and I know, we've seen some folks in the chat that recently got diagnosed and things like that. Anytime, if anyone wants to reach out to me, you know, you don't have to be a Christian. If you are, I would suggest praying. If you're not, I will still talk to you, because there's so many things you can do with your life, even if you get diagnosed with cancer. Go fishing, relieve yourself of the stress, and just say, I'm going to fight it.
Yeah.
But if it's your time, it's your time, and you got to live with that, unfortunately. But, you know, hey, you got to do what you got to do, you know. And you know, I concern myself with the suicide awareness of our vets. I wear my 22 a day is too many. I never take it off, and we need to fix this issue in our country.
We do. It's far too many, and the sacrifice they make for us is one that shouldn't be left to the sacrifice they end up taking upon themselves. And look at that.
Hey, James Anthony, I just saw your comment. God bless you, and I'm glad he's the reason you started fishing. And it provides great memories. And, you know, hopefully when you go fishing, you think of your dad. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Marty, all right, for those of you guys that are tuning in just now, that we're talking with Marty Lawson, and if they want to follow you on social media, how do they get a hold of you?
Well, I'm on Facebook, obviously, just Marty Lawson. I used to do YouTube. I think I'm going to start back up again. And that's Rippin' Lips with Marty Lawson. That's also an email. Marty Lawson 1982 at Gmail. Send me an email. Send me your phone number. I'll call you. I've met a lot of people through the Monster Bass Cares, supporting veteran organizations. I've really enjoyed that. Made a lot of good connections. Chaplain Cap's one of them. He's a great guy.
Great.
You know, and I think providing stuff for the veteran fishing community is outstanding. And Rick, you've done fantastic with all the support you give the vets, first responders. It's just what Monster Bass does, and that's another thing that sets Monster Bass, you know, makes Monster Bass different than all these other ones. You know, before I signed up with Monster Bass, I looked at all of them, and then I watched a couple of your lives, and I saw this stuff going on where you care about, well, you care about everyone, but you have a soft spot in your heart for your military and first responders. 100%. You really do.
Yeah.
And that sets you apart from everyone else. It really does. You don't hear any other, and I really can't, I might be speaking out of turn here, but I don't know of any other really fishing tackle company or lure maker that really goes above and beyond to support the vets like Monster Bass does.
Yeah, I appreciate that. It's something I don't take for granted. Like all the things that we take for granted every day, I always make sure that I take a moment each day and be like, I can't take it for granted, because there was a sacrifice made by a bunch of men and women and their families to give me the opportunity to sit here and do this silly thing called life.
Yeah.
And have the experiences and the freedom to do the stuff that I get to do every single day. And so, yeah, I'm eternally grateful.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, let's, we could talk about this topic all day, and I think we're going to have you back on Veterans Day, because we're going to do a little something special.
You want to talk about some bait hacks?
Yeah, let's talk about some bait hacks. A lot of you guys, we send you the bag and we'll give you the straight up, here's the right way to fish a square bill. And we used to have a segment in the box or in the guidebook. I think it was Epic Eric's Bait Hacks. And Epic Eric is Eric Lasso, and he travels a lot for business, and so it just became really hard to get that done. And I'd love to bring it back because I think bait hacks are really cool and really neat ways to leverage baits in a different way than that may actually end up producing. So let's go through. Let's. What do you got for us today?
All right. The first one I'm going to show you is one that I talked about maybe 2 weeks ago, about a tube and a worm together. Right?
Yeah.
You remember that?
Now, aren't tubes just for the north?
No.
Okay.
No, they are not. So this right here is what it looks like when it's done.
Can you hold it a little higher, a tiny bit? Yeah, there you go.
I'm using a 5/0 hook. I got a tube. I stuffed that worm up inside the tube. Uh-oh. Looks like Rick. Did we lose Rick?
No.
Oh, there you are. Okay. And then I thread it just like you would, a Texas rig worm. But what this does is it glides down through that water column really slow because you have all this bulk up here. And that's why you got to use a 5/0 hook. You got to have enough space so that when that fish chomps down, you got something to hook with, right? So I just thread it on like that, to expose the hook, and this will glide and turn down as it's going down. It makes it fall so much slower. And then, of course, the skirt and everything on there just gives it a little bit of extra magic. So I like throwing this, especially late summer, early fall, before they really start moving up shallow. Throwing this a little bit deeper. And I kind of like using, maybe a 1/2 ounce bullet weight. The other good thing is your hook is actually, your hook point actually gets pushed inside the tube. So you don't have to worry a whole lot about your line and your weight. So it kind of adds a bumper there for your weight. Keeps your line from getting frayed. But that's just a little trick that I like to use when we're fishing a little bit deeper. Makes it slow a little bit more, and it actually gives you a whole lot of action. Okay.
And you fish that Texas rig?
Yeah. Yep. I use a bobber stop, but I only use it maybe 8 to 12 inches, depending. And I just let that thing glide down. What is that string on above your head, Rick?
Oh. I didn't even know there was string up there.
Yeah. There you go. All right, so that's my first hack. Does anyone have any thoughts on this? So someone's saying now if Rick would just make some dang tubes. I see that.
Guys, do you guys really want tubes? I mean, let's wait and see what the feedback or fallout is from last month with those X Zone tubes. I still haven't. I've seen a little bit of love on those, but
those?
Yeah, those.
This?
Yeah.
Yeah. Guess what? I use them.
Okay.
Now, yeah, I mean, tubes are great for smallmouth up north, but I had a bunch and I said, well, how can I use this and what can I do to have it make a different effect in the water? And that's what I came up with. All right.
I like
it. So that's the first one.
All right, hold on. Before we move on to these, does anyone have a question or does anyone want to call in with a comment on this bait hack? I'm going to put my number. God, this is so insane that I do this. Okay, so my number's up on the screen. And if you want to call and ask Marty a question, hit me up 310-922-8373. If not, you can ask it in the chat.
Someone said I should have thrown an airtail, one of the airtail wigglers on there. I've been thinking about that. But then we're really talking about slowing down that rate of fall.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you're fishing deeper, you want something bulky, something bigger. The airtail, you know, this is an 8-inch or 8-inch worm. So the airtail might be a little short for that. But yeah, that's a thought for everyone there. Just something a little different.
What brand hook do you like to throw?
I like VMCs.
I'm sorry.
I do like. I mean, a lot of times, depending, I really like red hooks. So, who's the other folks that make the red hooks?
Mustad.
Yeah,
Daiichi.
Daiichi. I do like the red hooks a lot. I use them. I use them a ton. I just found. I wish I could find some red hooks that were straight shank, because I'll show you that thought process in a couple minutes when we talk about one of my other bait hacks. All right, but there's the first one. Just a thought, folks. It works. All right. Next one. This is something that I made myself. What I did was I took a what do you call it? A buzz bait, and I disassembled it and I remade it to look like that.
Interesting.
So it's a heavier wire. I put a much bigger blade on there. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you can rig it up with whatever bait you want. And
so it's kind of like an inline spinner bait?
Yes, it is kind of like an inline spinner bait. There's a company called Molix was making something similar to this, but I really wasn't crazy about it. I couldn't get the right size blades that would fit on it and things like that. So I did just take I took a buzz bait and modified it and put myself a big spinner on there. Let you get a little bit deeper. Again, you know, this is for that summer fishing when you want to have something big. The fish are down deeper. You know, when you're fishing in 20, 25 feet of water, you want to get something down there. This works. And of course, you can use for your trailer, essentially, you know, you can use anything from a fluke. I think this might be a Hog Farmer or some. Yeah, I think it's a Hog Farmer. Big Bite Baits makes a lot of stuff that would be good with this. But yeah, you know, I tinker around with stuff when it gets cold here, because yeah, the rattle shad sure would. You know, I really like this, and I kind of tend to like the straight tail on this. Gives, obviously, you see I'm barely even moving it, and that tail's moving like crazy. But yeah, it's just something different. And you know, you can get various blades from different places. Just go online, you can find them. And
maybe I should make one of those.
What's that?
Maybe I should make one of those.
Heck yeah, I would love it.
It's literally just a buzz bait with a willow blade.
Yeah. So, you know, from where this willow blade is, you would have that shank that comes down where your blade would sit, right? Well, I took that off. I cut the wire. I just bent it in a loop, and then I attached my spinner, my blade to it. We can talk more on this, Rick.
Yeah, let's talk about it. What are we gonna call it?
I don't know. We could come up with something good.
Okay.
Like Buzzbait wannabe or something. I don't know. But yeah, just a thought. I had a buddy of mine show me one of these, and then I started tinkering around with it last year, and he was catching fish like crazy, and I started using it, and I really like using it in that 20 to 25 foot range when the bigger bass get down a little bit deeper.
Brian Jenkins said, just call it Fred.
Okay. Or how about Marty the Party?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marty, does the jig head have to be heavier than the blade?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. When I pull this through the water, it runs straight. It does run straight. But I mean, we're talking about you want to design a good jig head. I don't know if you can see that very well.
Here, I'll take myself out the screen.
Yeah. So design a good jig head. A heavier gauge wire, because if you're like most people know, if you're fishing 20, 25 feet, and you lay into a 5-pounder or above, you want to have that stout weight, stout hook to get them up. And I really like the blade being bigger. And as you can hear me jingle it here, it will bounce off the head, so you can get some noise that way also. But yeah, that's one right there. And Rick, if you want to collaborate on making some of these, that'd be amazing.
I like that.
I don't think Molex might still make them. I forget what they were called, but it was just real thin wire, and it was like it was essentially a spinner bait. Just the blade was a lot closer to the head, but I like that. So yeah, the weight of the jig head keeps it running true in the water. Yep.
Yeah, Thomas knows this. Thomas knows his stuff. Speaking of Thomas, guys, in this month's box, we got 2 stickers. I'm going to show you the first one. I hope you guys like it. It's fishing is life, and this one is from Chunk Chasers, our good friend Larry up in Northern California. Great guy. Has a great shop, and carries grande bass and monster bass, and so we want to show the love by making some Chunk Chaser stickers. You guys are all going to get one of those too. So there you go, two cool stickers in this month's box.
Uh-oh. I didn't get my second sticker in the box, man.
Stop it.
For
real?
Yeah. Oh, nope. Never mind. They're stuck together. There's that one.
Yeah.
And then I got that one.
There you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very cool.
It's
very
funny.
Cool.
If I don't put a sticker in the box, people complain. If I put more than one, no one says anything.
Hey, I love it. Hey, the other thing. Yes.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
And I tell you why I love this.
Tell me.
Because they just come out with this. There you go. Can't see it. I'm blurry. It's the bigger rattlesnake. I've been asking for this, and I'll tell you what, that is freaking awesome. I love the size of this. I've been waiting on this for, I've been, I was bugging Rafi and bugging Rick saying, oh, we need a bigger one. We need a bigger one. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to stock up on these, man.
Yeah.
I might have to buy stock in grounded bass because I got a lot. I give a lot out. because I'm all about, when I go fishing, I like other people to catch fish too.
Sure.
You know, and when I come back in and the guy says, you know, how you doing? I say, well, I caught, you know, 23, and the guy says, I didn't get anything. What are you using? Grande bass. Here you go. And I'll throw a pack at him. You know, I want to figure out different ways to rig this. So if anyone in the chat has any thoughts, I like to use the 4.75. I like to use that Nico rig. It's been just crushing the bass for me.
Yeah.
My two favorite colors are watermelon red flake and trophy hunter. Those are my two favorites. But yeah, I've been waiting for the bigger ones, and I'm so glad they're out now. And if anyone, in the chat or anyone wants to call in and say how they're going to rig up this bigger one, I'd love to hear it, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to fish this as a Nico rig like I do the smaller ones. This is more of a Texas rig, Carolina rig type bait. But I'm so excited to have these. Yeah, I'm stoked.
You want to get a little more excited?
Yeah.
Okay, so when I bought the brand, you know, I got as much information I could from the previous owner as I could before he just disappeared off the face of the earth. And then the emails started coming in, you know, support@grandebass.com. And they were these old timers. And they were guys that were like, you know, hey, you know, I was like one of the guys that helped him start this company. And what about the scent? I'm like, what are you talking about, the scent? And he goes, yeah, we have this scent. And I've got some in a medicine bottle that I keep like watering down with, like, I don't know, Pete Diddy's baby oil or something. So he sends me some, and I send it off to a lab, and the lab analyzed it and told me exactly what it was. And then I was like, well, where would I get this stuff from? Because I don't know this stuff. So I called the bait maker at GSM, Scott Montgomery, who used to be the guy at D&J. And I said, Scott, where does someone get like scent? Like, if I want to make scent, where would I get it? And so he gave me a list of like 3 places. I called each one, and I said, yeah, this is Rick at Grande Bass, and, you know, I'm trying to find out if we ever bought scent from you. The guy goes, wait a minute, I thought the guy at Grande Bass was Jerry. I'm like, yeah, he's the old guy. So he's like, let me look you up. And he looks it up, and he finds the exact order. And he says to me, he goes, oh, we don't make that for anyone but him. I was like, why not? And he goes, it's too expensive. I'm like, why is it too expensive? And he starts giving me all these reasons, and I don't know anything about it. Like, he's using words that I don't know. And so anyway, I said, if I wanted a gallon of this stuff, how much would it be? How much do you think a gallon of scent costs?
$70.
Not even close. Which means he's got something that really works. And Scott said, he's like, Rick, he goes, this stuff really works, but it's just too expensive. And I was like, well, I need to get me some. So I order a gallon, and it's closer to $136 a gallon. And so here's the label. I've got a gallon, and the labels are coming. It's I'm sticking to the same name that they used to call it. They used to call it Mega 3 Extreme Scent. And I don't know what the Japanese letters mean. It means something, but there's something because of the way that it was formulated. It came from Japan. And so I'm gonna bottle this stuff up in my garage and send it to the warehouse, and then I'm gonna put it in the store. And if you buy, like, I don't know, I got to do the math and make sure I'm not losing money on this, but buy X number of packs, get a 2-ounce bottle free. So
that'd be good. Yeah, because I have bait scent here. I don't use it very often. Because I'd rather just have something that I can put a few drops in a bag of bait and let it sit for a few days and then use it, So that's what I like. But Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, so I'm going to have that within a month. So I'm excited for that.
Has anyone said anything about how to rig the bigger worms?
No, but I'm sure if I'm sure there's 2 people in the chat right now that would gladly call in and talk about rigging it. So if you're those 2 people and you know who you are, give me a call.
All right, cool. All right, so you want another hack?
Do I?
I got 2 more. All right, so an older gentleman taught me this, and I got thinking about it, and I started looking at things and finding some things out, and realized he was absolutely right. And then, you know, if you look at lures like, say, this, you see that little bit of orange at the bottom?
Yeah.
Red. Okay. Well, he told me that when bait fish, particularly shad, when they start to die, they might get swatted by bass. They might, any number of different things can happen. But when they start to die, they bleed internally, and it kind of fills their belly cavity, or the upper part, like you would consider like their chest, will turn red. So that's one of the reasons why you see a lot of these baits, especially like walking baits, topwater baits, things like that. They have that little bit of red underneath them, because when a shad is dying, they get that red and they'll be up on the top and they'll be flopping around. So one of the things that I like to do is I like to take my flukes, and this is a little bit more orange now, but I just turn around and I put a little bit of red. I use a red Sharpie, and I put a little bit of red on the belly like that, especially the flukes. If I'm fishing weightless flukes and I'm kind of popping this across the top, and the head will pop up a little bit, you can flop it around on the top. That red seems to work for me. Now, I don't know if it'll work for everyone else, but I like it when I'm fishing a weightless fluke. Just a little bit of red on the bottom, not a whole lot, but just enough where it imitates more of a dying shad.
It looks like if you've ever seen the late night infomercial for Mighty Bite.
Yeah.
It's got a little bite out of it, and they make it red so that it looks like
Yeah, but he actually showed me. He took me over to a bait tank, and he picked up this shad that was dying, and he held it up, and sure enough, that underside, that belly area, was red because it was dying. And I started doing that. He told me to do it, and I started, especially on the white, just that little bit of red on there. I don't know, it does something.
Here's what I do, and I should make a video on this. I actually just take, like, I have like the little kitchen, like the kitchen torches.
Yep.
That you may use for like creme brulee or some crap like that.
Yeah.
And I lightly heat up the bottom of the bait, and then I drop it into like red flake. And so then it'll literally stick right to the bottom of it. And that's what I've always done.
Yeah, that'll work. I mean, it's been around for a long time, and I really didn't pay attention to it. But when he showed me that, and he's like, this is what happens when they start dying. Especially if they're schooled up and you have these big bass coming up and just slamming into that school. He said, yeah, they'll eat a couple, but other ones get injured. And then they get picked off as they start falling down, through the water column, or the ball of bait fish moves on, and there's a few little guys hanging out that have been beat up that are flopping around on top. They're easy pickings.
Sure.
So, a good thought for that was 2 weeks ago, I caught over 20 bass just spying balls of bait fish on the top, and I was throwing a lipless crankbait that had a blue back on it and a red underside, and I caught over 20 bass.
Dang.
Just bringing it, I'd cast over the bait ball and then let it come underneath. And they were slamming it. I had a great day.
Wow.
I was catching 3 or 4 pounders, and it was consistent. It was really good.
That's amazing.
Thanks, Ralph. See him? See, he made a comment. All right, I got one more bait hack, and it's one of my all-time favorites.
All right.
All right.
Tell me.
Call this a drop dead Ned. All right. Here you go. Now, not everyone likes to fish the drop shot. Not everyone likes to fish the Ned rig. But sometimes when you got to go finesse, this is one of my favorite ways to fish finesse. All right. It's the best of both worlds. So there's my drop shot. There's my drop shot weight. Instead of using a standard teardrop or cylinder or ball drop shot weight, I'm using a Ned rig. I will tell you that I'm very fond of using Z-Man. Yeah, let's see, how am I doing this? There we go. I do like Z-Man because it tends to keep your drop shot floating more to keep that separation. But I will tell you, you can use all kinds of stuff. Especially, I mean, I like using, what are they called? I like the TRD ticklers or just your standard TRDs for your Ned rig. But I'll swap out my bait on the drop shot a lot. I'll go with anything from a minnow, something like this. Okay. Even like this guy. Depending on, trying to match the hatch. I really like these guys. They're smaller, but they stay up in the water column good. And then you got your drop shot sitting on the bottom, giving that action. And I will tell you, I've gone and fished this rig, and I'll catch one on the drop shot portion, then I'll catch one on the Ned rig, just back and forth. What's the guy from Tyler's Real Fishing? What is
Tyler.
Yeah,
Anderson.
He actually did this, and he went out and he showed people. He was catching them off of both. And I was like, yeah, I've been doing this for a while now. Since I got these Z-Man, the Ned rig, when they started coming out,
Yeah.
I had already been fishing drop shot, and I'm like, well, why don't I just use a Ned rig for my drop shot weight?
Yeah, it's better.
And the thing is, you can go weedless if you're wanting to fish, through the weeds and stuff like that. They make Ned heads weedless. They make drop shot weedless. You can change this up to whatever fits your conditions, and it just works.
Mm-hmm.
Especially on those days, you're going out and you're throwing cranks and you're throwing chatterbaits and you're throwing topwater. You just can't get anything, but they're there. Take a shot at trying this. I like to give usually 12 to 18 inches between the two baits. And when it used to be when everything else fails, throw a Ned rig. Well, now if everything else fails, I throw the drop dead Ned, and it just works. It just works. You can throw on larger baits. It doesn't matter. A lot of times I like to use similar color for, this is your finesse TRD in that twilight, and then the trick shots in twilight. I really like doing that, but I've also done it where I've thrown a 6-inch, slim worm on the drop shot and just a standard Ned rig in a different color, and it's worked. So for folks out there that just, sometimes you're out there and you're just chucking your arm off and you're not getting anything, don't be afraid to pick up the spinning rod, rig up this bait, and try it. It'll work. It really will. I've had days that I'm just like, well, I'm about ready to go in, and I look at it and I'm like, well, let me try this, and sure enough, I have a good day. So, obviously, the Grande Bass, you can rig up 2 of them. You know, you can put an airtail wiggler on the top, and you can put that 3.75 rattlesnake on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
It works. So that honestly, out of all the bait hacks that I've shown, this is my favorite. It really is. Make sure you won't, when you rig up your drop shot hook, you drop that your main line back down through the eye of the hook so that bait stands up straight. Yeah, I really like that. That's one of my favorite things. The other favorite thing is my Nico rig. And I've discovered something about the Grande Bass. I'll give out the little secret here. When I use the Grande Bass, those ribs and the girth of it, when I'm fishing a Nico rig, I really like to use a straight shank hook. Instead of, like a circle hook, or the standard Nico hook. I'm not crazy about that. I really like using a straight shank hook. It seems to, one, I get a better hook set, and I can keep them pinned better. That's just something that trial and error. I like that.
Man Stuff, Dad Stuff says you should go back on YouTube and just give tips all day long.
There you go. I could do that. Like I said, when it gets to be the end of November, December, January, I'm old. I'm not going to go out there and freeze. I could go fishing. No, I'll sit in my nice warm house, and I'll rearrange tackle, and I'll come up with ideas that I want to try the following spring. That's what I like to do. I do like going to, there's the Eagles Club here in Fredericksburg. They do a
lot of crying.
No.
Wait, are we talking about the Philadelphia Eagles?
No, like the Fraternal Order of the Eagles.
Ooh, I don't know about that.
Oh, yeah. You got the Fraternal Order of the Police. You got the Elks. You got the Swamp Bunnies. I don't know. But this is the Fraternal Order of the Eagles. They do a tackle show every year here locally, and it's like a fishing flea market. But you can go in and find some really neat ideas, and people just bring tackle that they don't use, or a lot of times there's local bait makers and stuff like that. They come in and set up tables. There's guys that do nothing but repair fishing rods and reels. You can get some really nice stuff, and that's a lot of fun. And then I go to the big tackle show in Richmond.
Yeah,
and I look at things.
I think Man Stuff, Dad Stuff is on a roll. I think he said it best. All these clubs are just drinking clubs.
Yeah, well, yeah, there is the beer pull tabs. So, but yeah, it's they do it every year, and they put on a great show. And there's several in the area here that I like to go to, and you do find a lot of people that just like to tinker with stuff in their garage and basement and come up with things. There's a guy. He's an older gentleman. Walks with a cane. Will talk to anybody. He's got a company called MES Baits, and he comes up with his own stuff. I mean, he came up with a double-bladed spinner bait that actually had the top was forked, and he had 2 spinners off of that. I might have it sitting here. Matter of fact. Oh, yep. There it is. There it is. Check that out.
Oh.
It's different.
Yeah.
And he makes them.
Cool.
So, I mean, and that's the thing, you can go and see what different people make, and then come up with your own ideas. come up with your own hacks, figure some things out, try something different. You know, I think Monster Bass has helped me out the most by sending me stuff that I'm paying for, and I'm like, well, I got to go use it. I don't pay for it just to have it sit. So I go and try it, and it really does help get you out of your comfort zone to make you want to try different things. So there's some hacks. So
Marty, can you show that spinner bait one more time? Jordan Sutton said he was going to the bathroom.
Oh, the double bladed one?
Yeah.
All right, hold on. Where the heck did I just put? There it is. There you go. See how that looks? There you go.
All right.
So who's make them?
All right, let's get down to some brass tacks.
All right.
Do you fish swim baits?
Soft plastic swim baits, yeah.
Okay.
I haven't gotten into the glide baits. You know, I see a lot of them out on the market, and I'm kind of cheap. So I can't see myself paying these hundreds of dollars for these big, beautiful glide baits that, knowing my luck, I'm going to cast my first cast, that thing is going to sail further than I would ever cast it. But I do have a buddy of mine that just crushes it. And I was thinking about that and thinking about you making this bait.
Which one? This one?
No, the glide bait you were talking about a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, if you need a product tester, I got the guy for you. I mean, he is throwing these glide baits. I don't know how he functions the next day, because he will cast his arm off. And he will get them right, and he will tell you it needs more weight, it needs this, it needs that, whatever. He has some guys that custom make them for him. And now just everyone sends him glide baits because they want to get his opinion on them. And he crushes them. He catches a lot of really, really nice fish. Let me see if I can find something to him here.
Let me show you this bait, Marty. What do you think about this thing that showed up in your box?
So I'll tell you what, I'm pretty excited about that, because I'm going to try it. I want to see what happens with it. In my area of the country, your poppers work real good. I don't have a whole lot of luck on a whopper plopper. Walking baits do real good. In the lakes that I fish, I've honestly never seen anyone fishing a buzzbait.
Really?
I've just never seen anyone doing it.
Well, maybe that's the reason to start trying it.
Exactly. Something different. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. I want to try it because my box came today, and yes, I have it, and I want to go and try it. I want to try it in some of these areas that I fish, these points that have these big trees that come out over the point, and some of these trees reach out 30, 40 feet over the water, but there's a lake point directly underneath it. And I catch a lot of fish off of those points using flukes, using poppers, using walking baits. I want to try this. I want to see if there's a little bit of extra commotion or a lot of extra commotion on the top, and see what they do. I really want to try this out. So probably Sunday, early Sunday morning, Marty's going out to the lake, and I'm going to be chucking this around. So here's my question for anyone else that has this. It's 7/8 of an ounce. What's the recommended rod and pound test line you would use? That's what I would like to know.
Ooh.
Because I've never thrown anything like this, and I'm going to. But I want to know in the comments section, anyone, let me know what they think would be the proper setup, gear setup for that. I got plenty of reels. I'm not worried about that. I am worried about the yeah. The rest
says medium heavy. I'd be interested to see what kind of line he's thinking. I have an idea in my head.
Okay.
You throwing braid for this?
Me?
Look, wait, hold on. For everyone at home looking for lunkers, this is 7/8 of an ounce. That's how much this bait weighs. It's not a small bait.
Here's a picture of my buddy that throws the glides.
Mm.
He throws them all day long. That's a big fish right there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's in my local water. So, yep. And like I said, I definitely want to try. Try this grass burner. Not that we have much grass left anymore, especially in my favorite lake.
Well, it's just the name of it.
Yeah. But if I had grass, it was growing about a foot under the surface, I would really be throwing this. Right now, I gotta find it. I gotta find the right stuff to throw it.
There you go.
We have a lot of timber sticking up straight out of the water and things like that.
Yeah.
So
there you go. Scott Harvey said it. He nailed what I was thinking. I would have said 40 to 60 pound braid with a leader.
40 to 60 pound braid with a leader.
That was like when you asked the question, that's immediately what I went to.
Okay.
And now someone else is like 50 pound braid, 50 pound braid.
Why so heavy a braid? I mean, I like to go on the lighter side. So why would I go with 50 pound braid? Why can't I go with 20 pound braid? What is the difference going to be?
Let's see what they say.
Jordan Sutton said, right, it's not needed.
But it might be a preference.
Yeah, it could be. Because something big is going to hit that with teeth.
I mean, when I think about it, right? Like if I'm thinking about it, right? I want something that's not going to stretch. I want something that when I'm fishing it over a lot of heavy cover, I want that kind of setup because I want to make sure that when I hit something big, I'm going to have an instant hook set, right? And I want something durable, and I'm going to fish braid.
Someone said 30 to 40 pound braid, 30 pound. Wouldn't go any lower than 30. Okay. Well, thank you for the insight.
I would say that you guys in the chat, correct me if I'm wrong, but like, I would say the typical recommended setup when you're fishing frogs would be like 40 pound.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, I'll tell you something else. That this would be great for. Snakehead. And with that, you would definitely want to throw 50 pound braid.
Yeah. Well, it's got super stout BKK hooks on it. I went, I wanted BKK hooks because when I first came out the line of Monster Bass bait, we used nothing but BKK, and everyone was like, "I never heard of BKK," and I'm like, "All right, well, you will soon because they're going to take over." And and then we switched and we used some mustads. I've got some with some owner hooks. But I wanted to go back to BKK for this one. So,
yeah, I like it. I mean, my buddy from Maine, from New Hampshire, he wants to come down and catch snakehead. And I'll tell you what, I think that'd be amazing for snakehead.
Well, there you go, Caro. She's going fishing for snakehead tomorrow, and you heard it best from Marty. Your fishing hack is to throw the
grass burner for them snakehead
and get some pictures.
Yeah. So, and what colors do these come in, Rick?
I will get it for you right now. They come in. Let's see. I will put it in the chat for everybody.
Cool.
It comes in 8 colors. It comes in bluegill, black chartreuse bone, chartreuse and white. Here, let me put this in the chat right now. There you go. We had one in black chrome that was like a limited edition. I only made 100.
Oh.
And I sold out of them. I mean, I priced them pretty high. I did a limited drop of 100, and I sold them at $49 each, and they were gone on the first day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Hey, one more little quick hack.
Okay.
All right. This thing right here. You see that? Have you ever seen that? Have you ever seen that, Rick?
No, what is it?
This is an FG knot tire, or knot tire tool. Okay. I like to use the FG knot for my braid to leader that I throw on all my spinning rods. And they actually make an electric version, and I went and bought the electric version. But it does not do, the electric version does not do good with your smaller diameter lines. So I like to use, you know, like a 10-pound braid to an 8-pound fluorocarbon leader for my spinning rods, and the electric one would not do it. But I'll tell you what, this thing here ties an FG knot that will not fail. There's all kinds of videos on how to use it on YouTube, and it's really good. Some people tie the FG knot by hand. They've been doing it a while. I wasn't, so I got this thing, and I'll tell you what, this has made my life so much simpler. It's it has springs in it, so it keeps your line tight. You can really tie a good FG knot with that. So that's another hack for you. If you're using bigger line, if you're using, you know, your 50-pound braid to your, you know, 25-pound, 30-pound fluorocarbon leader, the electric one would work. But this one right here does great for me. I don't know if any of you other folks like this. But yeah, this is great. And like I said, great instructions on YouTube. I think the guy's from, I don't know, he sounds like he has a Ukrainian or Romanian or Russian accent, but he really explains it very good. Just follow the instructions and you can tie some amazing FG knots. I have yet to have one fail. So I broke my leader well before I've broken that FG knot. So yeah, really good.
Well, all right. That's a lot of tips, Marty.
Yeah. Well, you told me to come up with some.
I mean, you far exceeded what I anticipated. I didn't realize you're gonna have so many good tips.
Well, I try, and I got a bunch more tips. So, you know, maybe I should go back to doing YouTube and just doing tips.
Maybe.
Yeah.
You can stop chasing drug dealers and the Russians and just make tips. You don't have to do any of that combat stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. But hey, you know, if yeah, maybe I will start doing that again, because I did start that for a while. I did a couple of these hacks I put on my channel, and then I just stopped doing it because everyone was telling me, oh, you got to go out and catch the fish. Well, yeah, I catch fish and I can post pictures. But but my boat is not set up really well for me to do live or record video of me fishing. So maybe I just do hacks and tips and things that I learn along the way from visiting and talking to different people.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I could do that. I sure can talk a lot.
I don't know. Maybe get a Bloody Mary in your hand and
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, listen, Marty.
Oh, look at that. Favorite guest award. There you go. Cool.
You get a bowl of soup.
I need a bowl of soup.
Yeah. Oh, that looks awful, but it looks good on you.
Yeah, there you go. And just so people know, I do have an addiction.
Oh my!
There's my wall. And then there's all of that up there. And that doesn't even include my rods and reels and stuff. So, but yeah, I'm a tackle junkie. I love it. I love getting the Monster Bass bag every month. Gives me something new to look forward to, and yeah, it's cool. I love it.
Well, I'm glad you look forward to that Monster Bass bag because it's the last one you're gonna get.
Why?
Because I got new bags that landed in the port of Savannah, Georgia. They're on my way to the warehouse. So if you got your box or if you got your bag this month already, it's the last of the old bags that you're going to get. After that, they're all going to be the new ones.
My wife's going to be upset. My wife's going to be upset.
Why?
My wife is really going to be upset.
Why?
Because she won't have new bags to put all her medications and sewing kits and toiletries and.
No, you're just killing me. That's why I redesigned them, because they look like toiletry bags to me.
But they're freaking amazing. I mean, you can use them for so much. I mean, here's the thing. So, how many months have you been doing this bag?
I don't know.
Okay. So, I love the idea of the bag and everything, but I have a lot of other bags already too. Okay? I just do. I have these things.
I don't want to see that brand.
Okay. I'll cover up the brand.
I'm just kidding. I'm making those too.
I mean, I use those a lot. But like the Monster Bass bags are just they serve as a great utility bag for so many different things. So I have a little French bulldog that absolutely loves to find a spool of my line sitting out somewhere, and he just chews them up. And then it's no good to me, right? So what do? I got a Monster Bass box with all my line in it.
As well you should, and you still can. Now, it may not hold as many, but it's better material. It's not so rigid and crinkly and loud. And these are like, I think you guys are going to like these new ones.
Now, okay, so I'm going to tell you one thing. There's another company that had a bait bag out for a while, and it's
there's a lot of companies that have them.
Yeah. So I gotten a couple of them, and the zippers failed miserably. After like 10 times of using the zipper, they threaded it into the plastic. And
Let me go see if I can find one. Hold on. You keep
plastic talking. Was just all right. All right. Let him go find something. And then he's going to show us all. So while Rick is gone, I'll just say thank you for everyone for questions and talking about stuff. T-Rex, my wife added a strap for the SEC football games. Hey, that works. What SEC football team? Please don't say Alabama. Please don't say Alabama.
Okay. Here it is. All right, so this is the new bag. It's reinforced all the way around. It's got a fancy zipper and a fancy zipper pull. I'm going to do it 10 times. It's not going to break. And look at the material. It's like it doesn't crinkle. It's just really nice. You can still store all sorts of stuff in it. And you can write on it. You can do whatever you want. But it's made out of nicer material. Look at it. No sound. It's a nice. It's a nicer bag. And we're going to go with these for the next. We'll go with these for the next 6 months, and then we'll look to change it if you guys tell me that you don't like these ones, maybe we'll mix it up again. But we got to keep in mind, whatever the budget is for the box, I can only spend that amount for the bag. And I'd rather give you guys something that you can use. And to me, the box is just garbage. It presents really nice. It ships really nice. But to me, the bag just...
Yeah. My biggest thing, Rick, is the zipper. You know, I love the zipper on these bags.
All right, really those are cheaper zippers than this.
Okay. As long as the stitching does not tear the plastic, I'm good.
Well, we're gonna find out.
Yep. I will product test the heck out of it. I will carry that with me every day I go fishing.
Just so I have to open the box is biodegradable. Well, that may be true. So, anyway,
when it was the boxes, they go right into the recycling bins.
I use them to start fires.
There you go. Exactly.
So
exactly.
Anyway,
all right, Marty. Time?
What?
Is it golden ticket time?
Yeah, I think we should do some golden tickets. I've kept you long enough, but I'm gonna keep you online here. Yeah. I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. I want to thank Marty for taking time out of his busy schedule and away from helping the president do whatever he's helping the president do, and shooting down all those drug boats and keeping our country safe. Thank you for your service, past and present. I appreciate you. And we didn't even get a chance to talk about my fantasy football team, but it's okay. I'm in first place. And I pulled out a squeaker on Monday night. I was down by 30 points. And between Kelsey, I started Kansas City's quarterback, tight end, and kicker. And between the three of them, they got me. I won by like 1.5 points.
Oh. Hey, yeah. All I can say is, how about my Pats taking down the Bills? Yes.
I got to tell you, I watched that game.
Yeah.
And I think it was more of the Bills just didn't show up, or they showed up, played sloppy ball. But I will tell you this, as a Bills fan, New England, they always play each other really tough. And so I think they play. My mother's just chirping something in the background. I don't know, but it was a sloppy game, and way to go. I think that'll be a great confidence booster for your young quarterback. And it probably doesn't hurt that he's got a good wide receiver in Stephon Diggs to catch some passes. So
Yep, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, I was real happy about that. But of course, you know, everyone's complaining about the refs and everything else, and that's just, you know.
All right.
We lost one to the refs against Pittsburgh, so
yeah,
I'm okay.
Before we do golden tickets, I want to honor some PBs. If you guys have caught anything that you want to share that you're proud of, whether it's your PB or just a fish you caught this weekend that you want to share, head over to monsterbass.com/PB, upload your pics. I'm going to share some right now. This is Ryan from North Carolina with I think it's a 1.8 pounder. This is Chris from New York with a 2-pounder. Oh, he's got a Monster Bass hat on. Congratulations, Chris. Yeah. We got David from Nebraska with a 3-1. And last but not least, we got Paxton from Kentucky, 4.5.
Nice.
It looks a lot bigger than 4.5. I think it's because he's small, but way to go, guys.
Yeah.
So
Way to go.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Okay. All right, so it's golden ticket time. You guys know, and if you noticed in your box, there's new golden tickets, because what I realized on the last one, we used to do Monster Bass Live on Thursdays, and we switched to Wednesdays, and I just kept, I need more golden tickets, and they'd print more, and it had a typo, and I didn't realize it. So the new golden tickets are out, and so I'm going to call some numbers, and if I call your number, you're going to email me at rick@monsterbass.com, a picture of you, the ticket, your name, your email, or your name, your address, and your shirt size. And
are you just doing the newest golden tickets?
No,
I'll call old ones. Still good.
I'll call old ones, but
man, I got some that are still on those 3x5 cards that you used to send.
Yeah, they used to do that.
Those great big ones.
I'm on a budget now. So, all right, guys, it's golden ticket time. So if you've got your numbers, put them in the chat. I'm going to call some in just a minute. Let's see what we got. And if you're tuning in for the first time, thank you guys so much for tuning in. And if you've got a story to share or some fishing tips and you want to come on the show, you can also email me at rick@monsterbass.com. The only request is that you can hold a conversation for an hour.
There you go. Did I accomplish that?
You did, sir. Very well done.
Look at those numbers.
Yeah. I don't know that there's actually. Good night, Brian. I didn't even know you were here. That's the first time I saw him in the chat. God.
Oh, Michael Blue just ordered a subscription on Monday. You're gonna love it.
Tune in next week, and you can use your tickets, and you're good to go.
Yeah. Looks like we did have a lot of new folks on tonight, which is great.
Yeah. Let's see what we got. We got some golden ticket numbers. Jared Fix. Marty the Party. Let's see what other numbers we got here.
Ripping lips with grass burner. There you go.
Okay.
I only got a few.
Wow.
I think I'm on like 3.5 years with you now.
Wow.
At least. And I love every time I get stuff.
I appreciate that.
Except.
Oh, no.
Except when you sent me something. What was it?
The scatter shad?
No.
Or the scatter wrap?
No.
Give me a hint.
It was something that you would use outside but not fishing.
Something I would use outside but not fishing. And I put it in the box?
Well, I had won the golden ticket.
Oh,
and you sent me a box of stuff.
What did I put in it?
It was like some emergency outdoor potty kit. It had like these biodegradable wipes and all this.
Oh yeah, they weren't dude wipes. They were combat wipes. They were black.
Well, no, this wasn't even that. It had like an assortment of stuff in there.
Yeah.
But I opened up these wipes and I lifted one up, and I mean, I could see my entire hand through it. They were biodegradable, and I'm like, all right, this is not going to work. It was like it would disintegrate. Yeah. I
I sent somebody, I had, what did I have? I sent somebody like some MREs.
Oh yeah.
I had somebody send me, Jared Fix will remember this. I had somebody sent me a magazine and bullets. Yeah, through the mail via FedEx. Like I called my FedEx rep and I was like, should I be concerned? Like, do I need to take this as like a threat, or like they sent me bullets in a magazine? And I was like, I don't know what to think about this.
Yeah, I got to make you a cutting board and send it to you.
I have a cutting board that someone made me.
I have a full woodworking shop over here, so.
All right. We should start making balsa wood baits.
No.
Yeah. All right. I've got my numbers, guys. All right.
Give them up.
I'm going to put them in the chat. Golden tickets. You guys ready? 43051 and 45984. Congratulations. If I called your number, email me at rick@monsterbass.com. Name, address, and shirt size. So, all right, Marty. Well, listen, I appreciate you coming on the show. And I appreciate everyone that's still sitting here. Listen, on the way out the door, if you can hit the thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. You just got to delete the chat and then it'll show up right underneath, or just go back in and do it. So,
can I give you one last pitch? Just one.
Okay.
All right. You see this hat?
Yeah.
You see this head?
Yeah.
Please consider making a slouch cap.
You mean a grandpa hat, a dad hat?
Well, I guess
I can make them. I can make them.
I mean, I want one so bad because the last time I wore one of these, I came back in the house and my wife was like, "What are all those red dots all over?"
Oh God, I'm the one that gave you cancer, is what you're saying.
No, you didn't.
Oh.
But yeah,
You know,
I need a slouch cap.
I'll make one. I'll
for
make
us old guys with no hair like you.
Deal.
Cool. Thank you, sir. Hey, everyone in chat who joined, thank you. Appreciate all the great comments. Appreciate Monster Bass, everything they do. We got a great community here, great family. And again, my email, Marty Lawson, 1982 @gmail. If anyone going through a hard time, anything like that, hit me up. Let me know. And I will reach out to you. I appreciate it. Appreciate everyone, everything does. God bless everyone. And we have a great country.
God bless you and God bless America.
All right, brother.
All right, man.
You have a good night, buddy.
All right. Good night. Bye.
Bye.